One last showdown to determine America's national champion in amateur motocross. An accolade that could launch a rider to a professional career and riches at the top level. Today, Styles Robertson stands on the precipice. Can he lock it down? This is the finale of the three-moto format for the Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship for 2020. Loretta Lynn's Ranch getting prepped up for one last run. I'm Jason Wygant here to give you the call. And for a lot of these riders, this will be their last run as amateurs. We'll also highlight another class, perhaps with next year's stars. But right now, 250 Pro Sport ready for their final moto. There's the 25 of Styles Robertson. He's in contention for this title if he can just get a solid ride in this last moto of the week. Give you a tour of the track courtesy of MX versus ATV All Out. Left side, these big billboards emblazoned with all the big names that have raced this event in the past. But that left-hand corner, that rider just took right there. And then this right doesn't look too crazy right now. But you'll see once the actual motos take place, it gets so rough and so rutted, the lines will change quite a bit. And we've seen some great passing through here. This long, short chute, see it gets pretty whooped out and then heads into the 10 Commandments. Sometimes it's smart to enter on the outside and triple in. Sometimes you double from the inside, and those lines will also change throughout the week. Rider steps off, splitting that lane, and heads into Storyland. Now, early in the week, we actually saw a lot of passes in these two corners here, this left and the following left. They got really rutted out. We'll see if they're quite as deep right now. A lot of it depends on when track maintenance has taken place and then how deep those ruts have gotten by the time this next moto fires off. Now we're into the sandy section right through here. Through a lot of white beach sand down here, and it's deceptive to get slowed for this corner. And over this anthill jump, one more really deep rutted right-hander, and then it leads down to these jumps that get everyone back in view of the finish line. This is really where it all comes down to it. You can air out this jump as far as you want, land in this corner. Almost over the bars is our rider here with the MX versus ATV All-Out game. And this is the final corner right here. The outside sometimes works when that inside rut gets dug out to cross the finish line now. And that's a lap at Loretta Lynn's Ranch, courtesy of MX versus ATV All Out. Here's a race recap heading into this third and final moto. Mason Gonzalez, hole-shotting Moto 2. He and Austin Black have been lightning quick off the line. But in Moto 2, a much better start for Styles Robertson, who had to come from behind in Moto 1. Here in Moto 2, he gets up to second quickly. Looks like we're going to have a big battle between he and Gonzalez for the lead. But as they race past the mechanic's turn, Gonzalez right here stalls the motorcycle. By the time he gets it refired, Robertson is gone. Robertson finished the first moto in second. He's going to go on to win here in Moto number 2. And that's why the rider originally from Bakersfield, California, has the lead going into this third and final moto with 2-1 scores. There's a good battle behind him. There's Jair Mitchell on the 22, Preston Kilroy in the 80. The rider everyone was watching for is this yellow machine. That is Dylan Schwartz on the 74 Suzuki. He had won the first moto, started 18th in this one, and then crashed coming through. Late in the race, Schwartz was able to catch Mitchell and his teammate Kilroy. Here's Robertson going on to take the moto victory. Gonzalez will finish in second. Schwartz not giving up on it. On the last lap, he would pass Mitchell. Here it is. It's down to the inside and the number 22 of Mitchell, and Schwartz makes that pass. That'll get him into fifth. So we will review these first two moto results here. Moto 1, Schwartz got the win. Robertson came from way back to finish second. Gonzalez was pushed back to third. But then in Moto 2, Robertson a better start, takes the win. Gonzalez second, and Schwartz was only able to climb back up to fifth. So now we're ready for the final moto. Robertson sitting on a 2-1, Schwartz a 1-5, Gonzalez a 3-2. Robertson needs a start and needs to be consistent on the 25. And he gets a good start this time, and he leads them into the first turn. That was clutch. Styles Robertson to the lead. Gonzalez to the inside, trying to take it back. And Austin Black get another good start. He's been up front in every moto. Oh, a rider goes down here. He's all right. It's Isaiah Clark out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, goes down. He's okay. Back up front, Robertson. That was clutch. He didn't need necessarily a whole shot. He just needed a good, safe start, and he got it. Meanwhile, in the middle of the pack, you can see the 74 of Schwartz. He's going to have to rage to the front, get around Robertson, and then hope that a couple riders get between them. So it is a tall order. Austin Black has had his starts dialed. He fell down, though, early in Moto 1, and that set him back as far as momentum this week. Now he's under pressure. Caden Niffing out of El Cajon, California, had some hype coming into this race. He's struggled so far. Good to see Caden up front now running in third. Gonzalez has been pushed back. First time he has not led early in one of these races this week. And he's under pressure from Schwartz. So a nice battle here, Schwartz versus Gonzalez. Joshua Varese right behind him. And Varese, another rider that's come in. He's got a lot of support from KTM. We expected big things. We haven't seen him up front. So we're finally getting some of the other names toward the front of the pack. But no one has an answer right now for Styles Robertson. He is taking control and not only looking good for the title, but the AMA Nicky Hayden Amateur Horizon Award. This is going to be good to watch. Schwartz and Gonzalez, the 93 and the 74. And that's what Schwartz needed. A little opening, makes a pass. Now they've got Mitchell right in front of them in the 22. Black still second. Niffing. Schwartz, he's made quick work of Jair Mitchell as well. So this is amazing how quickly he is making passes. Schwartz with that moto win early in the week and a really good charge here. He might not end up your champion, but he has definitely opened some eyes, which is a goal for all these riders. This BarX Suzuki team is relatively new as they rebuild Suzuki's amateur program, and they are looking good right now. Stay with us to Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship. The Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship. Loretta Lynn's Ranch has been crowning the top amateur motocross riders for the past 39 years. This year's crop, including Dylan Schwartz, who has come from way back to get into second in this moto. He is definitely impressing a lot of the people watching this event. But up front is Styles Robertson. He's been the most impressive of all. He is looking at a second, a first, and a first in the three motos here to lock down this title. Schwartz has ridden well, but he needed to get off the gate better to have a chance to run with Robertson. And would have loved to have seen them head-to-head in the three motos. One good start for Schwartz, two bad ones. One bad start for Robertson, two good ones. They never really got a chance to race head-to-head, bar to bar, but that's kind of the way the format of this event is developed to be. You have to show that you can get the start under pressure when you need it. And in this third moto, Robertson did, Schwartz didn't. But you got to be impressed with the speed that we've seen from Schwartz, really putting his name on the map, maybe of one of the future stars of professional motocross in America. And both of these riders will race pro at this very same track at the opening round for Lucas Oil Pro Motocross next weekend. Schwartz putting it down. Look at that little scrub. Trying to, then he gets over that triple. He is really hanging it out. I think he wants to go for the moto win. He's got to make up about 5 seconds on Robertson. That's not going to be easy, but it's the last moto of the week. No reason to leave anything out there on the racetrack. So Schwartz is really digging to try to get there. And they pulled away from everyone else. Austin Black, good to see him putting a consistent ride together now. He's had the starts, but he's also made mistakes. And that has come at the expense now of Gonzalez, who at least wants a podium. And he is tracking Austin Black down now. This should be fun to watch. Jair Mitchell at the top of the screen. He's trying to hang with this group. Little mistake in that rutted corner from Black. That might help Gonzalez here. Oh, Gonzalez is digging so deep, and it is paying off. He is closing the gap right now. mechanics area not quite as rough as it was earlier in the week. And that's really the key. You do not have practice every morning at this track. They practice one day on Monday, and then it's racing Tuesday through Saturday. So the track is going to change. You get a sight lap before your moto, and you've got to use that to figure out how the track is going to turn out. And Gonzalez has figured it out now. He's right there on black, looking for the podium in the moto. Into the 10 Commandments. Is he going to go all the way to the outside here? Yes. So now we're seeing the multiple lines come together. Not able to make the pass, but definitely able to close the gap. Into Storyland we go. A lot better through here is black. So this is what Gonzalez is forced to do. He has to take different lines to try to put on pressure and make a pass. But some of those are not the best lines, and that's actually allowed black to pull away a bit again. So Gonzalez is going to have to restart. Gonzalez rides at the Millsaps training facility right on the Florida and Georgia state line. That is one of the most successful riding and training facilities in the history of this event. And he's just not quite on that must-sign, must-watch, can't-miss radar. And that's his goal. Try to get on the podium in these motos, battle with the big boys, and show what he's made of. Right now, though, Austin Black holding him off for third. Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship. We are mostly highlighting the 250 Pro Sport class in our show here, but a lot of people think the 250B division has the most future talent lined up in it. These are riders 2 years away from turning pro. Moto number 1, Chance Hymas gets out front early. Matt LeBlanc, Nate Thrasher, Nick Romano. These are definite names to remember for the future of motocross and supercross. LeBlanc would go on to take the moto win over Hymas. Jet Reynolds with a bad gate pick on the outside gets third. Romano and Thrasher would crash into each other on the last lap and cost themselves valuable championship points. Going into moto number 2, Reynolds tries to bounce back. He and LeBlanc have a great battle. Reynolds would take the lead eventually for the number 30, but then he crashed in the 10 Commandments. Nate Thrasher moved up to second. He gets around LeBlanc and would go on to take the moto win, but the crash late in moto 1 cost him valuable points. So LeBlanc with a 1-2 score is still looking good for the title heading into moto number 3. So Thrasher's out there just trying to show what he's made of. He just wants the moto win. Might not work out points-wise. Reynolds, after the big crash in moto 2, does not line up in this one. Thrasher gets out front and goes on to take the win. But the 9-1-1 moto scores make it impossible for him to win the title. LeBlanc riding smooth, riding smart, and in perhaps the most stacked talent-wise class of the week. He goes 1-2-5, doing what he has to do in the last moto to win the title. So there it is. Thrasher will end up second overall, and Chance Hymas, Monster Energy Kawasaki Team Green rider, third. So it's a Yamaha KTM Cowie, and let's go to LeBlanc. Talk about this title.
Yeah, always pressure, always normally screwed up in the last motos. This year I did what I had to do. Got both titles, first time I've ever done that. And it feels special to do that in 2 pretty stacked classes, especially 250B. A lot of heavy hitters, and yeah, I got it done.
So that final moto, was it tough on you?
Yeah, it was pretty tough. I started thinking, started doing the math, and pumped up, started making mistakes, and then towards the end kind of regrouped and did what I had to do. Still wasn't where I should be, but got it done.
You mentioned running the pace late. That was really the key, you feel, to win these classes?
Yeah, definitely in the first 2 motos, that was the key. So got it done in those, set me up really good for the 3rd moto, and yeah.
And LeBlanc won the 450B class also, so no doubt he was the best of the B class group. Also a shout out to Levi Kitchen in the other B classes who won his titles as well. So watch out for Kitchen, LeBlanc, Thrasher, Romano, Reynolds, Hymas. So many great riders coming to the ranks. They'll probably be up in this A-level Pro Sport division next year. Right now we're watching this year's crop. It's a battle for 3rd place. Styles Robertson has gone to the lead. Dylan Schwartz second, Austin Black here in the 55, holding down 3rd and really doing a good job with it because it has been so close. Mason Gonzalez keeps getting there, keeps putting pressure on, but not able to get close enough to make a pass. Let's see if something is brewing. A little bit closer through here, little mistake from Black. And the 20-minute motos, you heard LeBlanc talk about it in his podium interview. These are much longer motos than most of these amateur riders usually race, and a lot of times you'll just see it's a straight fitness battle late, and Gonzalez is coming on strong. Black aired out that jump. It certainly looked cool, but it put him on the outside, and that's been a good line most of the week. But Gonzalez is hustling. Bar to bar they go. And Black doing a good job getting to where Gonzalez wanted to go, able to hold him off. Here we go again. Through the billboard turn. Gonzalez keeps trying these outside lines. It's going to put him on the inside, though, this time, and I think he's got the pass made. Persistence paying off for Mason Gonzalez. Puts the Rock River Yamaha up to third. Austin Black now pushed to fourth. So I would say the riders who have made the most headway throughout the week have once again put themselves into 1, 2, 3 in this moto. It's Stiles, Robertson, long gone out front. Then it's Schwartz in second, Gonzalez to third. We'll see if Black can stay with him. But it might be too little too late for anyone to do anything about Stiles. Robertson is long gone out front. Final moments of the Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship for 2020. I'm Jason Wygant. This is the last moto of the week at the very prestigious 250 Pro Sport class. Now, don't let the word pro fool you. This is an amateur event, and it is essentially seeding the next generation of professional superstars into the pro ranks. Couple other riders to watch. Josh Varizi's in a battle here in the 24, but Cullen Park and also Preston Kilroy, these three battling going into Storyland just outside the top 5. It's not where these riders wanted to be. They all probably had ambitions of at least top 3 runs, if not national championships. Varizi's a relatively young and small rider for this A class, and he might be back in it next year. You can race it 2 years in a row. And he's looking to learn some lessons right now. Probably the best moto of the week for him. Kilroy has been good. He just hasn't had the best starts, but he's definitely been solid, usually doing his best work late in the motos. That's him on the number 80 Suzuki. And Cullen Park, he has great speed. I think he came into this race a little bit banged up. We have not really seen the speed out of him that we would expect, and we've seen in previous years at this event. So everyone dealing with different ailments, different situations, but that's what makes this event so tough. You've got to peak at the right time, and definitely injuries are a part of this sport, and if it happens at the wrong time, can really set you back. So Park just trying to salvage something right now. Good battle as Kilroy, he wants to make the pass. Going after Varizi, and I think he's got him on the inside. And now Park trying to do the same and get around. Oh, Varizi trying to get to the inside and block that line. And he does. Now through these twisties here in the woods, Park taking another shot at it. Up front, your leader, Stiles Robertson. This has been no drama. Bad gate pick in the first moto. He came all the way back to second. And what a career rebuild it was. He gets the second moto win. Now he's looking at the win in Moto 3 and the championship. Back in his days in the 50cc ranks, he was on fire as a hot prospect, and Kawasaki signed him to their prestigious Monster Energy Team Green outfit. But he had some lean years. Last year, though, he won that 250B title. You saw the highlights of that class. This year, that's the position that Stiles was in last year, and that really relaunched him, got the confidence back up. Signed by this Rockstar Husqvarna team. Now he's able to ride and train at the Baker's factory down in Florida. That's the same place where a lot of the top pro riders like Zach Osborne and Cooper Webb and Marvin Muscan ride, and he has gone to an even higher level once he started riding with them. And all the hard work that Stiles has put in is going to pay off, because when he really needed to be in his prime, his final year at Loretta's, he's going to win 2 championships. He took Open Pro Sport, and now you're 250 Pro Sport National Champion. Stiles Robertson getting it done, and he's going to get the AMA Horizon Award for that as well. Schwartz rode very well this week, definitely made a name for himself, but will end up second in this final moto, and Gonzalez third. Kilroy wins that big battle right behind Black to beat top 5. There is your top 10 in this final moto. Let's talk to your now two-time 2020 champion, Styles Robertson.
I've been trying that all week, but no, I think my technique was a little off, but went, talked to Mike Brown, we got it dialed in, and yeah, ripped to start that time. Just need to do that in open pro again and put myself in a good position, and should have another good moto, and yeah.
Do you feel you're riding better each time you go out there?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm just riding like myself. That's what I've really been trying to work on, you know. Had a lot of injuries from overriding, I felt, so I've been, you know, at the Baker's factory, obviously with the best in the world, and, you know, just listening and taking everything in that they tell me, and yeah, they've helped me out tremendously. Just trying to smooth out, stay after your break, and yeah, it's been awesome.
You do have one more moto to go, but do you know what's the next step after Loretta's for you? Are you going to be back here or what?
Yeah, they just handed me my pro license. They tricked me into it, but yeah, I got a pro license, so we'll see where we fit in next weekend, I guess.
Oh, that's big news for Robertson. He's getting a call up to the Rockstar Husqvarna professional team. When you get results like this, though, hard to argue with that decision. He could have been eligible to come back here as an amateur next year, but when you go out winning the titles in Open Pro Sport and 250 Pro, I think it's pretty obvious you're ready for the next challenge. Gonzalez and Schwartz in the middle of the pack here. They had a good battle trying to move forward. Schwartz ultimately got the better of Gonzalez. He got to second place, but there was the gap that he was left with, and there was no chance of catching Robertson after that. Austin Black was third. He had to deal with pressure from Gonzalez. As Schwartz got away, I got to say, Schwartz, even though he didn't win the title, he probably, again, raised the most eyebrows this week, getting that first moto win and getting second here in the final moto, really showing he's got the speed. Here's that battle between Black and Gonzalez down the stretch. Gonzalez around the outside, and it's going to turn into the inside of the next corner. This was a really bumpy section earlier in the week. It was a little bit smoother, relatively smoother, and that allowed Gonzalez to get the job done and move up into third. The final battle left was for fifth, and Preston Kilroy gets it over Park and Varize, with Austin Black a solid fourth. And that wraps up your third moto. Styles Robertson collecting the AMA Nicky Hayden Amateur Horizon Award. He is considered the rider in the expert classes who has the most potential of making noise at the professional level, and now he has a pro contract and a pro license from the AMA and a deal with his team as well. Styles Robertson, it's been a long journey to this point. We'll see how he does at the top level. For everyone at Racer TV, thanks for checking out the Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship. I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.